Welcome to the Football Garbage Time NFL podcast. My name is Kung Wong, and I'm the editor-in-chief of Football Garbage Time. And with me is the godfather of Football Garbage Time, Scott King. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing well. I can't believe we're down to the last game. It seems like we just got started. Now it's almost over.
Unbelievable how fast it goes. And of course, with me is the OG co-host, and I suspect a very excited person for this weekend, Ryan Whitfield. Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Give me 1 second. My audio is kind of messed up. Hold on.
Well, this is all a call to the initial season in which we always had audio problems. So for those of you who like that, oh, come on, look at that.
Sorry.
Your camera's broken.
Yeah, I think your camera's not working, man. It's kind of making you look a little douchey. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Oh, is it? Is it? Maybe
so weird.
Just, I put on a filter. It's called while you two and everyone else's teams are still rebuilding. My team already rebuilt and got back. So
it's a fancy filter, man. Where'd you get that? That sounds like a Northeast, a New England thing.
I designed it myself. So.
Oh, it's very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, I'm lying to you. I don't like it at all. All right. So we got a lot to talk about because we are going to be hitting up those head coaches. And then we're going to talk about Super Bowl 60. And after that, our annual novelty prop bet picks. And you know what? I'm going to give us some props here for our prop bet picks. We're always better than the field. Every year we do this. Every year we keep track of this, and we are better than the field. So I know that none of this takes any type of skill, but we are excellent at random chance. I'll just say that right now. All right, let's get this moving here and hit the air horn on the show. Get it started. And let's talk about the head coaches in the NFL, because there are a lot of hot seats that got vacated, and now they all are filled. And right now we got Joe Brady, the Bills OC, elevated to the Bills head coach. We got Mike McCarthy, who was out of the league in 2025 now, and previously the Cowboys head coach. Now the Steelers head coach with, interesting, Aaron Rodgers maybe still hanging around. And Jesse Minter is now the Ravens head coach. John Harbaugh, surprisingly let go by the Ravens. The Giants head coach, Kevin Stefanski from the Browns. Now the Falcons head coach, Jeff Hafley. Now the Dolphins head coach, Robert Saleh, last seen ruining Zach Wilson's career. Now the Titans head coach, Todd Monken. The Browns head coach, Mike LaFleur, the Cardinals head coach, and Clint Kubiak, the Raiders head coach. Let me just go over to you first, Scott. Any of these guys look like they are well situated to be successful with their team next season?
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting. I mean, we turned over a third of the league, which is unbelievable, to think about. A couple that stand out, successful or not. Mike McCarthy to the Steelers, I don't get. It does not match their mold at all. They usually go for a very young, up-and-coming, coordinator that'll stick with them for 20 years. That one makes no sense. I like John Harbaugh to the Giants. I think he's a great coach. I think he's got a quarterback. I think it'll be interesting to see how they can go. The one that's just I still can't wrap my head around is Joe Brady was the passing game coordinator for LSU with Joe Burrow 6 years ago. And I remember the name only because of the Burrow season and whatever. 6 years later, he's an NFL head coach. I mean, that is, I'm sure there's been somebody as fast, but that one to me is like an interesting one because he just rocketed through the organizations, and to be 5 years removed from being a college passing game coordinator to a head coach of this perennial, they're going to go to the Super Bowl. Of course, Josh Allen is going to go to the Super Bowl. We literally had this conversation, I think the last show was, when does the, and you hate to blame the quarterback, but, Josh Allen's going to go to the Super Bowl. He's he doesn't have to go through Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't have to go through Tom Brady. He doesn't have to whatever. And then here we go again, like Josh Allen sitting at home.
Yeah, it's true. And what's going to change since Joe Brady, obviously the Bills offensive coordinator. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, you got rid of Sean McDermott, but does this really shake anything up? I'm not 100% sure. All right, Ryan, what about you? Who sticks out here in terms of these new head coaches might be well situated to succeed next season?
I mean, I think we'll probably all be aligned, thinking that, I mean, when you talk about head coach hires, I think it starts with situation, and the Giants have the most young offensive talent.
Right.
So, and Harbaugh is probably the most credentialed and best coach out of that group. I do like, provided they don't mess up the draft. I know it's not official yet, I believe, or I think they've signed a letter of intent, but Kubiak going to Vegas.
Yeah.
Pair with
Mendoza.
Fernando Mendoza.
Yep.
I think that's a good one. I mean, I'll touch quickly on the two worst ones in my opinion. I mean, Mike McCarthy I won't waste my time on, but he's right on the Mount Rushmore of Jeff Fisher of getting bludgeoned on the show over the years. So
that's fair.
Yeah,
but
sure.
yeah, Joe Brady. I mean, it's more of an organizational flaw. Like, I don't think Sean McDermott is a great game managing coach. However, they're basically scapegoating him. To Scott's point, like, when do we look at the quarterback? When do we look at? I mean, I don't think the GM's done a good job over the last 3-4 years, and he gets a promotion, and McDermott's the scapegoat, and now we're promoting the offensive coordinator. And for all the things that McDermott doesn't do well, although I hear he's a hell of a motivational speaker when he references terrorist attacks in the country, but
yeah.
But the whole Warren Sharp article that came out this week, that the Bills are the ones who have figured out in the second half of the game against the Patriots that cover 6 is the one coverage you can run that fools Drake May, and now teams are using it in the playoffs, and it's been part of the equation. What's wrong? So, like, you got a guy who's done that, and again, I mean, I think it was time for McDermott to go, but I think it was time to sweep out the entire operation there. So, but the worst one to me is someone's got to explain to me what Robert Saleh did to earn a second chance here, other than the fact that we
blackmail.
I mean, quickly, between the Vrabel exit the last 2 years and now this hire, like, that is becoming one of the worst run organizations in football. That ownership is awful. But I mean, Robert Saleh was, I'd say overwhelmingly unsuccessful as the Jets head coach. He then goes to San Francisco. They finished 13th this year in scoring defense. They finished 11th against the run in yards per game. And they finished, I'm trying to look this up live as we go, which is always dangerous.
This is great. I love that for radio.
25th against the pass. And in their final playoff game, they got slaughtered. So what did Tennessee look at and go, bring that in? Other than, like, I think with Vrabel, DeMeco Ryans, and McDaniel out there in what I'm trying to say in Seattle now, like, there is a resurgence. Like, the NFL goes in cycles, so it was all about getting faster and more offensive, and then it became about, now it's getting bulkier to take advantage of this faster defenses. Now defensive coaches are making a resurgence. So outside of, we just wanted to find a defensive guy to come in, there's no justifiable reason, in my opinion, to give Robert Saleh a job right now. So I don't think it's going to get any better in Tennessee for the foreseeable future.
It's a very surprising hire. I'm not really sure why they did it. And who knows? I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, they need somebody to kind of move things forward there for Cam Ward. I don't think Robert Saleh is that guy. So we'll see what happens over in Tennessee. All right, guys, we're going to turn to the main event now, which is obviously something that we're all looking forward to. It's the Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl 60, which is going to be this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll broadcast on NBC and Peacock. The money line right now, Seahawks at -230, Patriots at +190. The spread, Seahawks favored by 4.5. The over-under at 45.5. All right, we are going to pick against the money line, against the spread, and the over-under before we move on. But before we do that, let me kick it back over to you, Ryan. Let's talk about the players that you have your eye on that you think will be critical to determining who wins this matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and your New England Patriots.
Yeah. I I mean, I'm obviously going to highlight a couple Patriot players, but one's more of a matchup base. But I'll start with, there's a lot of conversation this week about Drake's shoulder, understandably so. However, potentially a bigger injury is Robert Spillane, who's been dealing with some kind of ankle injury off and on throughout the postseason. He missed some time at the end of the year, then he came back. He was off and on. The Patriots' run defense really struggled in the regular season when he was out. Now, that did coincide when Milton Williams was out. I would probably put more of that on Milton Williams. But Spillane's been a great inside, linebacker for the Patriots this year. Not somebody who deserves All-Pro or Pro Bowl accreditation, but one of those guys you can just plug in there and trust. And Jack Gibbons and Sean Sean Ellis. Now I'm drawing a blank. Ellis. Anyway, Christian Ellis. Jesus. Christian Ellis have really elevated this year, but it's like any position group. When the top guy goes out and you have to put more on the second guy and more on the third guy, then the returns get diminished there. So Spillane finding a way to throw a bunch of Toradol into the system there and find a way to gut it out on Sunday and play well, I think is going to be very important.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Christian Gonzalez on Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think that might be the matchup to watch in terms of head-to-head. Now, the Patriots don't always shadow Gonzalez, but they have done it at times. If you look at Christian Gonzalez's regular season, I think he was ranked 43rd overall on PFF this year in terms of grade. He did not have a great season. But now in watching 3 years of Christian Gonzalez, he is a player that plays to his competition. Meaning when he goes up against, say, an elite number 1 guy, that's when you see the best out of him. When you see him at times paired up against, number 2s or number 3s, he tends to take his foot off the gas. So I think we may see potential for him to play him man-to-man. And if we do, then that's a huge matchup. And to illustrate this point, and this is a tweet per PFF because I don't pay for it, and this isn't from PFF. So if this number's wrong, I don't want to hear it. But it's how it's always looked to me. It's how it's felt. First of all, he's elevated during the postseason, and in the postseason, when it's kind of an interesting conundrum the Patriots have, where Gonzalez has an 89.4 coverage grade, 5th in the league when playing man. His zone coverage grade is a 66.3, and that's 19th. Whereas Carlton Davis has a 58.5 when they play man, which is 39th. And his zone grade is an 89.4, which is 2nd. So one corner is very effective in zone, and the other one's very effective in man. But either way, you got to stop JSN. So I put Gonzalez on him, shadow him wherever he goes, and take your money on the rest. Kind of a subset of that is because of speed. I would put Marcus Jones on Shaheed. And then I would just let Carlton Davis is good for 3 holds a game. So just go mug Cooper Kupp's old ass and pray you don't get a bunch of flags thrown on you. And then lastly, clearly, Drake May has not been great during the postseason. There's been a combination of defenses, bad weather, and a shoulder potential injury, and the fact that he's 23 years old. The Patriots cannot win if he plays like he played in the first 3 games. I don't think it's reflective of who he is as a player, as a quarterback. I don't all this, now he's playing a real schedule. He played well against top defenses during the regular season. I think the cold weather, all of it, the pressure of the moment got to him. But if he plays like that on Sunday, the Patriots are not winning this game 10-7 or 16-3, something like that. So they're gonna need much more out of him on Sunday.
Yeah, no, good points. Excellent points. I actually love that. And before I chime in on that, I'm going to flip it back over to Scott. Why don't you tell us, who are you watching as potentially really critical to determining who wins this game this Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's a couple players for me. It starts with Sam Darnold, right? So his story, is clearly documented, his time in New York, and then I think he was in Carolina with Baker, right, for a minute. And then, he had the great run in Minnesota, and obviously this year. What I look to is, you look at that week 17 matchup last year with Detroit, when they were both
Mm.
kind of still battling for that 2 seed. Detroit confused him, pressured him, threw him off. They won. Detroit won that game 31-9. Darnold did not look good. Then they go into the playoffs. The Rams copied that playbook, came after him, so, put him in that see and go situation, and they beat him 27-9. I've been waiting for that to happen in the playoffs, and it hasn't. But if
Hmm.
somebody's going to figure out how to do that, it's going to be Vrabel, right? So if Vrabel can get into Darnold's head, and get him off of his game, I think
Uh-oh.
that's going to be,
Seeing ghosts.
yeah,
We
he's
had to
going
say
to,
it first.
I win the prop. I think it's going to be an issue. I think Cooper Cup's going to be important because Vrabel's not going to let Smith and Jigma get 47 catches for 800 yards. He's going to use the Belichick playbook of taking out your top weapon. And then I think on the flip side, it's the New England running backs, right? So the Drake May situation, whatever, how they use Stevenson and Henderson, they can both catch a little bit. Henderson more so, I think, than Stevenson. How are they going to use those guys? How can they run the ball, control the clock? Vrabel is defensive guy, Belichick tree, whatever you want to say. He has no problem running the ball and playing defense for sure. So that's what I'm keeping an eye on, and it's going to be interesting to see. If somebody rattles Darnold is really what I've been waiting to see and haven't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think those are all great points. Well, both of you. I will say one more thing, and this is the one where I think this is where the rubber hits the road with regard to Seahawks defense and Patriots offense. Yeah, throughout the regular season, the New England Patriots allowed Drake May or allowed a total of 48 sacks. That's not good. That's actually really, really
Well,
bad. And the Seahawks on defense have actually had 47 sacks, and of course, Derek Hall has had a magnificent season pressuring opposing quarterbacks when he's not, stomping people. So at the end of the day, I think that's where we're going to see what happens if the Patriots can derail that pass rush by, having quick patterns, short patterns, or running the ball effectively, dump offs, whatever it is to kind of derail that very quick pass rush, then they have a really good chance of taking advantage of the rest of the Seahawks defense. The defense is only ranked 10th in the country in terms of pass yards allowed. I know I say only, but the Patriots have actually a really good defense as well. They actually have the 9th ranked pass defense, so it's actually better than what the Seahawks have. The Seahawks do, however, allow the 3rd least rushing yards per game in the regular season, 91.9, and only 9 touchdowns on the ground. So that is something that I think the Patriots will have to contend with if they can get Travion Henderson running, if they can get Ramondre Stevenson rolling. If Drake May can score of his legs, then this can be a done deal. And Sam Darnold has been really pretty good in the postseason this year. Last game in particular, over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. But that being said, I don't think the Seahawks are a play from behind team. I think they are a play, not even, within one score. I think that Sam Darnold can get into his own head if he's too far behind and things can go off the rails. So it'll be an interesting matchup for me on that track. So let's go back and now pick this game. But before I do that, let me ask you, Scott, and I'll go back to you, Ryan. If you're playing DFS this weekend, are there any guys that you're looking to play?
Yeah, I've been running a lot of
I'll go back to you, Scott.
props lately with targets and receptions. That's really what I've been focused on. And so for me, it's Kenneth Walker, it's JSN, it's Cooper Cup, it's Stephon Diggs. So it's trying to figure out in that group where the target's going to go. I haven't looked at the latest numbers, but I'm guessing Cooper Cup's numbers are going to be pretty low. So if the Patriots take JSN out, you know, 2.5, 3.5 catches for Cup's probably a good number. 4.5, 5.5 targets for Cup's probably a good number. Kenneth Walker's been probably 3.5 targets, maybe 2.5 catches. So I've been really zeroing in on targets and receptions, and had some pretty good luck. I lost probably 5 different parlay props because the Rams running back had a catch and it got overturned with a penalty, and it was his
Oh, right.
over that would have hit.
Oh,
I had
Kyron
a whole
Williams.
string of them. Yeah, Williams. I had
Yeah.
a whole string of props. It was gonna be a very good day, and it just crushed me because it got over. When he caught it, I was screaming, and then it got overturned, and he never saw the ball again. It was like the final
Yeah.
drive or something, and
Vegas knows better, man.
man, it was
Vegas
tough.
knows better.
It was
All
tough.
right. So Ryan, who do you got? If you're going to be playing any players in DFS, who are you looking at?
I have no idea. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to level with all of you. I'm so focused on the big picture of this game. I'm not playing
No
any
idea.
DFS. So
That's okay. That's right. The Patriots fan is actually worried about the outcome.
So, like I said, I think the Patriots will take JSN out, but I also think, Scott, you mentioned the old Belichick, ways of taking out a top target. But one of the things they've done defensively in the past is do something like put a Marcus Jones underneath with a safety on top. Like they would do that with Jonathan Jones on Tyreek Hill back in the day. And so did they go that route? And then Shaheed, his speed is used against. And then on the Patriots side, the Patriots are kind of like the old Patriots again, where you never really know which receiver or tight end or back is going to have a day. Which just makes it wildly unpredictable to me. I do think if I had to put one guy, and I don't know what his price is going to be on DFS this weekend, one guy that I think could sneaky have a big day is Pop Douglas. I do think because I think likewise, I think the Seahawks, like everyone has done in this postseason, are going to key on taking Stephon Diggs out of the game. And I think it is going to be hard to run. So I see kind of an underneath passing attack to Pop using his speed as probably one of the best plans of attack for the Patriots.
Yeah.
I'll throw in a bonus. Oh, sorry. I was just going to throw in a bonus. Check May's under, because if he's got this shoulder and they're trying to run the ball, his under number may not be a bad one.
Oh, it's interesting. So I will say this, because I have the same issue that you have, Ryan and Scott, about who's going to get the production on the New England side. I don't mind playing Drake May, because if he has a good game, he can be. I mean, he's actually priced down a little bit. I mean, not that much because there's only 2 quarterbacks to play, but he's actually kind of priced down in the overall scheme of the across industry. He's only the 4th or 5th most expensive player in most sites, which is actually pretty criminal for a quarterback and one that can run. So I do think that Drake May is one I like to play. I like to play some Hunter Henry. I know he hasn't been great recently, but the Seahawks have been notoriously bad against tight ends. So I think there's some potential there for Hunter Henry to get something running, because when he's hot, he can be really hot. And I love Kenneth Walker. I think that he has been given this amazing amount of opportunity, and he's not always efficient. In fact, he very rarely is, but having opportunity is half the deals. If you get that opportunity and you bust out and get it done, then that's important. And the Patriots do allow a significant amount of yards to pass catching running backs. They're pretty good against the rush, 6 against the rush in terms of yards allowed at 101.7 per game. But they did allow 11 touchdowns to running backs this year. So, there is some potential there for Kenneth Walker. No Zach Charbonnet there again. So that means he's going to get the lion's share of the carries. So I love that kind of lineup. Kenneth Walker, Drake May, Hunter Henry. And if I have extra money, I don't really want to spend up to Jackson Smith and Jigba, because he's so much more expensive than anybody. I'd rather pay Sam Darnold and get that upside with Sam Darnold at the lower cost price and see how that goes. Because if Jigba does well, Darnold does well. I know that's not 1-to-1, but you're paying so much more for Njigba. I don't want to be stuck playing, the 5th string running back, or somebody who I've never heard of before, because I have no more cash left for my DFS slate. All right, that's now the time that everybody's been waiting for, and I'm not talking about the prop bets. I'm talking about our actual picks. So let's give us your pick against the money line, the spread, and the over/under. Ryan, I'll start with you. Who do you have for the money line?
Well,
and to remind everybody, Seahawks minus 230, Patriots plus 190.
Yeah, so One thing I want to touch on is that, you guys both mentioned Sam Darnold's been clean this postseason, and we all know his struggles in the past. He did have 20 turnovers this season. So like that guy's not even a year. He's not even a year removed from being that guy. And he did play two divisional opponents, guys who are much smarter than me, who break down film. Greg Bedard of the Boston Sports Journal was on this week saying that, like, when you watch his film this year, he's still a guy that if he has to go beyond like his second read, if the play is not, if the scheme is not there, then it all falls down for him. So I think the Patriots can cause some havoc. And I do think the media at large and the public betting at large and all of you have convinced yourselves that despite the fact that Patriots were not just eking out wins, they had a historically easy schedule, but they were whooping those teams. Those games were not close. And they did just go through three top 10 defenses, two incredibly tough ones in the last couple of weeks. All that said, I'm not stupid. The Seattle Seahawks, I'm taking with the money line in this game because I think they're going to win.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Impassioned speech of a surprise ending. Scott, what do you got in the money line?
Yeah, I think no
All
outcome
right,
would
Scott, what do you have for your money line pick?
Yeah, I don't think either outcome would surprise me at this point. But I do think I'm leaning towards Seattle. I think Darnold is a weak link, but I do trust their side of the offense a little bit more. We'll see how Drake May does. I think May's a great story, and he's done a great job this year. But I'll lead on the veteran who's taken some lumps, and we'll see. But neither outcome would surprise me.
Yeah, and I will take the Seahawks with the money line as well. Just playing it safe. I have no guts, so we'll just clean sweep on the money line. Let's go with the spread now, Ryan. What do you got? Seahawks favored by 4.5. You got the Seahawks, or do you got the Patriots with the spread?
Patriots with the points. Like I totally agree with Scott. I would not be surprised if the Patriots win this game. I think internally, I saw some reporting today that they are hearing how much everyone is disrespecting them, and that there is that edge coming into this game that they are pissed off and ready to go out there and make a statement. Drake's shoulder makes it a little unpredictable, but these two teams are not as, like, people are talking about the Seattle team like they're not, like they're like all of a sudden they've been a wagon all year. They have not. They emerged at the end of the year. They are a fine team. I think the NFC was better. I do think the Seahawks win this game, but I do not think it's a 4.5 point win. I think it's close, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots eke it out. But I would take the Pats with the 4.5.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Pats with 4.5. And Scott, what do you got with the spread?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I've got the Patriots covering 4.5. I don't think it's going to be a blowout either way. This will be a tight game. I think it'll be an entertaining Super Bowl, but we're not looking at a 45-3 game or anything like that. So I like the Pats and the points for sure.
Right. I also like the Pats with the points. We're all on the same wavelength today, guys. This is getting kind of scary. All right, over under 45.5. Scott, what do you got with the 45.5?
Yeah, this is a tough one. I'm actually right on it. So it's I've got it 24-21 Seattle. So this has the Patriots covering. It has Seattle winning, but I'm right under. And again, I think this game's going to be razor thin. So I'm under, but I don't feel, I'm not putting a lot of chips on it for sure. But I do think it's going to be an under game.
All right. And what do you got, Ryan? Over under 45.5.
Got Seattle eking it out 28-27. So give me now I gotta do math. Yeah, over. Thank you.
Over.
All right, the over. Oh, I love it. I am actually going to go with the under as well. Both have great defenses. I think that people forget that the Patriots have such a good defense. I think that was a great point that Ryan made about the fact that Sam Darnold has had a number of turnovers, so this is not a done deal here. And everyone has been focusing on the Seahawks being the dominant defense, But hey, listen, the Patriots are not slackers. Like I said, 6th best in rushing defense, 9th best passing defense in the NFL during the regular season. So I am going to take the under on this. I think it will be a little bit of a defensive battle, but it will still be a very close game. And I'm going to take the under. So hey, listen, we got a little bit of disparity there. I love it. Now we get to the part that everybody wants to hear. And that is, of course, our Super Bowl 60 novelty prop bets, because we are so good at this, because we are excellent at random chance. So here we go. Ryan, Scott, we're going to walk through each of these. I'm going to ask you each one at a time, and we're going to get your answers here. And let's lead these people to money. First question, novelty prop bets. The coin toss, of course, heads or tails. Ryan, what do you got?
I think I've gone tails every year, so we're sticking with it. Tails.
All right, tails never fails. And Scott, what do you have?
Tails all day.
Tails all day. You know, I was going to go tails, but just to be contrarian, I'm going to go heads, just to make it really make it so that we're not a clean sweep here. All right, let's talk about the next one, and I think this is going to be one that we talk about every single year as well, and that is the length of the U.S. national anthem, over under 125 seconds. Charlie Puth is the one singing the anthem this year, and so what do you think here, Ryan? Over under 125 seconds for the U.S. national anthem, Charlie Puth.
I always felt like Charlie Puth loves himself. So we'll go over. He'll want the eyes, the stage, the moment.
All right, and Scott, what do you got here? Charlie Puth and the national anthem, over under 125 seconds.
I think it's always over. They always want to stretch it out. It's their one chance to have 150 million people watching them. So always over.
So I will say this: if you go to Charlie's YouTube page, he does have a video of them doing the national anthem, and he does it in 72, less than 125 seconds. I agree that he will stretch it out, but can he stretch it out 50 more seconds plus? I'm going to go with no. I'm going to go with the under on the national anthem. All right, next question. Will a scoring drive take less time than the national anthem? So will a scoring drive take less time than the national anthem? Yes, at minus 600. No, at plus 350. Ryan, what do you got?
Well, you're going to have to educate me on the betting world here. Does a special teams touchdown count as a drive on that bet, or does it have to actually physically be an offensive series to start?
I think it's supposed to be an offensive series.
Okay, then no. But if it does count for you betting experts out there, I like either Shaheed or Marcus Jones on a special teams touchdown in this game. So if that does qualify, then I would take the yes that there would be one under.
Okay. All right. Well, for our purposes, we'll go with it doesn't count. So you'll take the no. Okay. You got it. And you get the plus 350 on that. That's some good odds then. What do you think, Scott? Will a scoring drive take less time than the national anthem? Yes or no?
No, I don't see either one of these teams catching these defenses on their heels. So I don't think so.
Interesting. Wow. I am going to go yes. I can see. I'm not going to say it's one team or the other, but I wouldn't be surprised if we have one big play where somebody just ends up going down the field in two plays, broken coverage somewhere. So I'm going to say yes, there will be one that's shorter than the national anthem. Next question. How many Super Bowl 49 highlights will be shown? Over under 1.5. So it's basically the same odds. Over under 1.5. What do you got here, Ryan? How many? And this is from kickoff to final whistle only. All right. So none of the pregame show, because we're probably going to see a million highlights in the pregame show, only from kickoff to the final whistle.
Well, first of all, Hakoon just wants to be wrong on every one of these bets today. But, but yeah,
I'm good at that.
I'm gonna go over. I think it'll be shown almost enough. As someone who one of his favorite actually probably is my favorite Super Bowl of all time. It's going to be shown a nauseating amount because it really has nothing to do with this game. It's the same team, same color, but there's really no other carryover. So.
Right. That's right. Yeah. What and the over? So the over, and it's a pretty small lift actually, 1.5. So what do you think, Scott? Over under? How many highlights from Super Bowl 49 from kickoff to whistle?
It's absolutely over. As soon as Seattle gets within, inside the 10-yard line, they're going to show the play again, and they'll come up with some reason to show Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So for sure, they're going to show the pick, and then some Brady highlight. So this is definitely an easy one. Might be the second easiest one on the board. We're about to come up to the easiest one here in a second.
I don't know which sports book it is. I'd have to look it up, but there was I saw a prop today that you can bet on if Seattle will throw a touchdown of 1 yard or less in this game, which absolutely has to be an odds maker just trying to so it's probably DraftKings, which is based here in Boston, if I had to guess who it was.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a pretty insane bet.
I love it. All right. I am actually going to go over the over as well. I just don't see how they can resist showing us lots of highlights from Super Bowl 49, even though that's totally inconsequential to the game on the field. All right. Next question. Which Patriots fan will be shown first? All right. Is it Mark Wahlberg plus 300? Ben Affleck at plus 400, Matt Damon at plus 450, John Krasinski at plus 500, John Cena at plus 550, John Bon Jovi. I had no idea he was a Patriots fan, plus 600, Elizabeth Banks at plus 1,000, Steven Tyler at plus 1,200, Bill Burr at plus 1,600, Conan O'Brien at plus 2,000, and Elton John at plus 2,500. I had no idea Elton John even knew what NFL football was. So that is shocking to me that he is a Patriots fan. But anyway, Ryan, what do you think? Which one of these fans are going to be shown first in the Super Bowl?
Well, I'm surprised you didn't know that about Bon Jovi because Belichick was a massive Bon Jovi fan. And for, I don't know, the last 20 years now, the in-stadium song that plays when the Patriots score is a song called This Is Our House, which is a Bon Jovi song. So I think they
interesting.
I feel like they recorded it for that. I don't remember, but there's some kind of relationship. He shows up at spring training, training camp all the time. Anyways, with that said, I mean, I wish I could parlay the Wahlbergs together because it's always a Wahlberg, unfortunately. So I guess Mark's the only one I can put the bet on, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Donnie either. It'll be one of the two.
All right. All the Wahlbergs, he says. Okay, that makes sense. And Scott, what do you have? First Patriots fan that will be shown.
Yeah, I think, Netflix has the new Affleck Damon movie out, The Rip, which I haven't watched yet, but I've seen a ton of press for it. So I think it's going to be Damon and Affleck together with some sort of advertisement for their new movie that it's out. So that's my prediction. I don't know if you can parlay them together, but I think it's going to be Affleck and Damon, and it's going to say, Collinsworth will say something stupid about their new movie on Netflix, and it was really good, so that's my call.
Right. Well, I wish we could do a Chris Collinsworth would say something stupid bet. That'd be a really easy one.
Oh, it's coming up.
I'm on board with the Wahlbergs as well. Yeah. Okay. I'm on board with the Wahlbergs as well. I feel like that's kind of it's going to happen. All right. So let's turn to the other side here. Next question. Which Seahawks fan will be shown first? I feel like this first one shouldn't be on the list, but Richard Sherman plus 200, Chris Pratt plus 400, Will Ferrell plus 450, Rainn Wilson at plus 600, Eddie Vedder at plus 600. I didn't realize Eddie Vedder was a Seahawks fan. He's a Chicago guy. I thought he would be a Bears fan. I mean, he's a huge Cubs fan. I just didn't understand that he would be a Seahawks fan. That's really weird. Sir Mix-a-Lot at plus 900, Dave Matthews at plus 1,000, Macklemore, of course, at plus 1,100. I wish you could parlay that with him sitting with his buddy Russell Wilson because I feel like two of those guys will be there together. Joel McHale at plus 1,200 and Bill Nye, the science guy, at plus 2,000. I didn't realize he was a Seahawks fan either, but now I know because the Deflategate thing that Ryan educated me on before the show. All right, Ryan, what do you think for Seahawks fan first shown? Who do you have?
Well, it's the Patriots Seahawks playing again since the Deflategate, first time since the Deflategate thing in the Super Bowl, obviously. And with all the stuff with Kraft and Belichick getting held to the Hall of Fame and Deflategate kind of being a news story again, give me Bill Nye. I'm going off the board. I'll take the high odds on Bill Nye.
Wow.
I want to say Chris Pratt, but
nice.
I love it. I took the Wahlbergs with really good odds, or really low paying out odds. So I'm gonna go the opposite.
You gotta make your money.
Bill Nye. Yeah.
Gotta make your nut with Bill Nye. I love it. This is great. Watch this come true. I love that. Plus. All right, Scott. What do you got for the Seahawks?
Yeah, I think Will Ferrell's going to be on. Anytime they can put Will Ferrell on TV, they're going to put him on TV. But I think the first one is going to be Sherman. But that shouldn't be on the board because I mean they're going to show him. He's probably doing pregame radio or like he's going to be on the field. He's going to be, commentary. Plus they're going to highlight the game. It's kind of an unfair bet in my mind unless something crazy happens. But I definitely have Will Ferrell to be on TV because he'll be, who knows what he's going to be wearing. He always likes to kind of dress up for opportunities when he knows he's going to be on
if
TV.
Anything, he might not be wearing anything. We don't know. It's Will Ferrell after all. But Richard Sherman is definitely the. That's why I thought it was a little bit unfair for them to add Richard Sherman. I think they kind of. He's so likely that he's going to be the first one. He might not be the first though. Who knows? So we'll see what happens. And again, these are from Kick Off the Final Whistle. All right. Will Sam Darnold seeing ghosts be mentioned? Yes, at plus 550. Some good odds there. No, at minus 1,000. Wow. So what do you think, Ryan? Will Sam Darnold seeing ghosts be mentioned? Yes or no? Yes has plus 550. No at minus 1,000.
100%, and not in a trolling way because it's gonna, it's a Super Bowl broadcast, but it's going to be part of the story of this is a guy who was here years ago against this team, and he's bounced from here to here. They'll have the whole graphic showing that he went to Carolina, then he was in San Fran, then he was in Minnesota, now he's here, and they'll show back-to-back 14-win seasons. Yep. 100% will get mentioned as part of the story. This is one I wouldn't even care what the odds were. I don't see any way at all that they do not mention this on the broadcast at least once, if not multiple times.
All right. Okay. So they will mention it. And Scott, do you agree? Yes or no that Sam Darnold seeing ghosts will be mentioned?
This is the easiest bet on the board. And I'll even say Collinsworth is going to say it multiple times because he's the goofy. Does Collinsworth say something stupid? He's going to love, if he does well, who's seeing ghosts now? What ghost are we talking about? Oh, look at the ghost of the touchdown. Oh, look at the Casper ghost. And if he, gets hit, oh, maybe the ghosts are coming. He's so goofy. He's going to say it like 10 times himself. So whoever, I got to find this on the board because I haven't found it yet. But to me, this is like in the bank. I mean, Collinsworth can't wait to say this stupid line. Or his son.
Okay. And I agree with you both. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Right. It could be multiple Collinsworths talking about it. So, yes, I also think that they will be mentioning that everybody will at least at one point mention Sam Darnold seeing ghosts during the broadcast. I don't think, and I agree with Ryan, it's not going to be in a bad way. It's not going to be in a trolling way. It's going to be like, look at how he's made it to here type of thing. Part of the story of his entire career path. All right, now we'll get to the part where I will go viral by mispronouncing every Bad Bunny song ever made. All right, so the first Bad Bunny song, this is the prop. Here we go. And please close your ears if you speak Spanish. Titi me pregunto at minus 175. La Mondanza at plus 450. Bele, Involvidable at plus 500. DTMF at plus 550, Yonaguni at plus 1400, Calatia at plus 1500, Nuvial, Nuevyaol at plus 1800, Mi Porto Bonito at plus 1800, and I Like It at plus 1800. I might just go if I Like It because it's the only one I probably pronounced correctly. All right, Ryan, what do you got? What is the first Bad Bunny song?
Well, I got 3 songs from Bad Bunny that I've liked on my Spotify. So I'm going off the board. La Noche de Anoche. I don't care. I'll find someone to give me the odds for it or bet it on call sheet.
I love it. I don't even
one
want
of the
your
3
choices.
songs I know. I'm going on my own.
All right, going already off the rails. So and I'll have to find odds for you. I'll find odds for you, Ryan.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah,
Scott. What first Bad Bunny song are you going to go? You're going to go deep cut with us and Bad Bunny.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it comes through on the camera, but like if I had hair on my head, it would be as gray as the hair on my beard. I had no idea what a Bad Bunny was. I had no when I saw the announcement and people were like, "Oh, it's Bad." I was like, "Is this like the Onion?" I don't even know what a Bad Bunny is. So for sure, I mean, I know who Eddie Vedder and Dave Matthews Band are for sure. Bon Jovi, I'll take one of those guys' songs. I have no clue. I'll go with I like it because it's young. But I mean,
I do it.
Because you like it.
it is. I am the oldest guy on the planet because I had no idea what any of this stuff was. It totally missed me. I am outside of the key demo for sure.
All right. So the person who is not the intended audience for the halftime show picks I like it. I like that. I am going to. So guess what, guys? I actually did a little research. And it turns out he's been opening with La Mundanza a lot recently. Now, of course, from my research, it only hit number 55 on the charts, but it works well as an opener and a closer. So he'll either use it at the beginning or the end is what the smart money is on. I will take it at the beginning. So La Mundanza, based on my research, will be the first Bad Bunny song. And I'm pretty sure I just totally destroyed the pronunciation of that song. Everyone's going to say, what song is he talking about? That's not a Bad Bunny song. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, look it up, guys. LaMundanza. I'm sure I'm somewhere close. All right, next question. So to make a special appearance during the halftime show, which one of these guys here? There's a nice long list. All right, so listen carefully. I'm not going to give you the odds because it's going to take too long. Cardi B, and it's just an order of odds. So the most likely to least likely. Cardi B, Kanye, Jennifer Lopez, Karol G, Daddy Yankee, Jaco, Ricky Martin, Mark Anthony, Rao Alejandro. I can already tell that Scott's like, oh yeah, I like that guy. Rosalia, Maluma, Grupo Frontera, Shakira, Hunter X, Travis Scott, Ozuna. So I'm going to stop right there because it just gets even hard. Oh, and I'll throw in Pitbull at the end. Pitbull. All right, Ryan. Who do you got? Who's going to make a special appearance in Bad Bunny's set?
I wanted to say Cardi B originally because, proximity to the event, but she's there I would think you're there to support your boyfriend, father of your upcoming child. Like, I feel like that's going to be more like, don't take his spotlight. So I'll go Shakira. I'll go off a little bit. I think it's going to be a female, given, again, I don't know his whole catalog, but the songs I do know are of a certain vibe and energy. And that usually pairs well when there's a man and a woman performing together at the time. Like almost every single song I know of him, there's at least some female backup vocal, and there's an energy going on, if you pick up what I'm saying. So
I do.
I think there will be a female joining him on stage. So I'll go Shakira.
All right, very scientific. Thank you. That was very scientific.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to really get to the root of the matter.
Let's do some research.
I think it's probably more Jennifer Lopez likely, but I'm so fatigued on Jennifer Lopez. I don't need her on the stage.
And remember, Jennifer Lopez did invite Bad Bunny out for her halftime show, so that could happen. I'm just. All right.
Her Netflix on again, off again thing. I'm just like I've been watching this for 20 years. My entire
it's like, haven't you learned your lesson?
Although also at the Grammys, Ricky Martin did make like all of a sudden an appearance out of nowhere. I saw him in an interview and stuff, so he's back out. So maybe him in there as well.
All right. We got this, but Shakira is your pick for now. It's plus 750. Some nice odds there if Shakira makes an appearance. All right, Scott, what do you think?
Yeah, so I'm gonna date myself, but I'm gonna guess you get this one, Hakun. Wasn't Jennifer Lopez a fly girl on In Living Color?
Yeah, yeah, I think that's right.
That's yeah, that's where I think I first heard Jennifer Lopez's name. So that's gonna for sure date me. I'm gonna go Pitbull because I know who he is. So
All right,
that's
Pitbull, because he.
that's my pick. That's as current as I feel like I am right now. So I'll go
And
Pitbull, who's probably
Pitbull.
from 2012 current.
Well, he's Mr. Worldwide, so you never know where he's going to
True.
pop up. Plus 1,400 on Pitbull, so some good odds
I'll take
there.
it all day.
I'm going to go with Ricky Martin because I do think that Ricky Martin is a nice nod to the past and gets to bring some of the old folks into it because we all know who Ricky Martin is. And as you mentioned, Ryan, a reappearance at the Grammys. So I think it's perfect timing for Ricky Martin to make his appearance with Bad Bunny. And everybody be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that guy." All right, so that's good. So we get the rest of the demographic. Everybody else who's too old to actually appreciate Bad Bunny. So I'm gonna go Ricky Martin.
I'm gonna switch and take Ricky Martin with you because I didn't want to say it because I wasn't sure, so I just Googled it. It wasn't just that he came out of nowhere. Like Billboard article, they go, Ricky Martin writes open letter to Bad Bunny after Grammy victory. You won by staying true to Puerto Rico. Like that doesn't seem coincidental to me. He comes for the first time in the public eye really in a while. There's news articles. He's supporting him, the Grammys. I think Ricky Martin has to come out at some point. I would still put money on a female, so Shakira as well. But like Ricky Martin, I feel it's a pretty safe bet after the transparency this week.
That's a good bet.
No, I like it. Yeah, that's even more. Now I feel even better about my bet. Yeah, Ricky Martin not getting the same odds as Pitbull though, plus 200. So we're not getting rich on Ricky Martin, but Scott, if Pitbull comes out,
I'm all over
it. I'm rolling in it, my friend.
Put me down for Steven Tyler.
I'll expect you to buy me a drink. All right.
Yeah.
Steven Tyler. I like that. One of them was Hunter X, which is actually from the cartoon, the K-pop Demon Hunters. I don't know how that would happen, but that would be fascinating if they projected a animated the pop star onto the stage with them. That would be big money too. Plus 900 for that if anybody cares. Total songs sung at halftime show over 8 or under 8. Over under 8 is what the pick is. What do you think here, Ryan? Over under 8?
I'm going to go over. I feel like we're going to get a lot of fast, quick parts from songs. So I'll go over.
Yep. Okay. And Scott, what do you got? Over under on the total songs sung at halftime, over under 8.
I'll go under. I'll go under. That's a lot of songs to touch on in 12 minutes or whatever they get, but we'll go under.
Yep. Okay. Oh, over. So a little under. So I did a little bit of research on this, guys. Just FYI. Turns out the last time that there were fewer than 8 songs sung at halftime was Super Bowl 50 when Coldplay decided to try to up their cool factor by bringing in Beyonce and Bruno Mars, and they ended up taking up a couple 2 songs themselves. So that made Coldplay's total at 7. So, it's been 10 years since they've had less than 8 songs at halftime. I'm going to go. I mean, it's weird because if it is exactly 8, it's just going to be a push, right? So it's kind of a weird thing. Like, why not 8.5 or 7.5? But I'm going to go over because I agree. I think there'll be a lot of singing, a lot of songs, and we'll see what happens at that point. All right. Color of Gatorade liquid poured on the winning coach. It's orange, blue, yellow, green, and lime are all together. Purple, clear, or water. And then red or pink is the longest odds. So again, orange, then blue, yellow, green, lime, purple, clear, or water, and then red or pink. All right. What do you got, Ryan? What type of Gatorade is going to get poured?
So I will say 2 things leading into this. One, I feel like Kendrick Lamar performed like 35 songs last year. That show felt like it just kept going and going. And the Gatorade question is probably my least favorite prop bet one, to be honest. But I'm gonna go yellow, lime, green, that whole mixture. I think the Seahawks are gonna win, so I'll take the mixture of their color palette there.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's one way. All right, Scott, what do you think? Yellow. You got orange, blue, yellow, lime, green, purple, clear water, or red pink?
I had the exact same thought as Ryan. It's going to be Seattle Seahawks, whatever that lime green color thing they put on their uniforms.
So the yellow, lime, green, all together, you get all those things. I am going to say, and I did a little bit of research on this too. Turns out that the color doesn't tend to match the actual team color that often, although yellow, lime, green is a very easy color to get. So that is a pretty good bet. I'm going to go with orange. Orange is the color that is most picked. It turns out most of those sideline Gatorade bottles are full of orange. So orange at plus 240. Yellow, lime, green is at plus 275. So you guys will have a little bit more payback if you get that on your bet. All right, last one, guys. Super Bowl MVP, and in order of odds. So best odds to worst odds. Sam Darnold, Drake May, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Kenneth Walker, Ramondre Stevenson, Rashid Shaheed, and Stephon Diggs. All right, what do you got here, Ryan? Who's your Super Bowl MVP?
I'm going to go Rashid Shaheed. I think
Ooh.
I'm feeling a Percy Harvin-esque 2013 performance from him because, again, I think Carlton Davis will be matched up on Cooper Kupp. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba will be doubled. They're taken out by Christian Gonzalez. And Marcus Jones is a really good corner, really good competitive guy, but I think he's going to get burnt once or twice for a couple big plays. I think Shaheed will do enough other ancillary damage, and I do think him or Marcus Jones has taken one to the house in this game on a punt return, kick return, something like that. So you get a game that I'm predicting the 31-28, and he has a special teams touchdown and a regular touchdown, and 5 or 6 other catches. And I think other than that, it'll be probably a run heavy performance by the Seahawks. So good odds on or nice paying odds on him. So I'll go
great paying odds, plus 3,300 on Rashid Shaheed. Go put some money on that one because then you really could definitely offer us a drink after you win that one because that is some good payout right there on Rashid Shaheed. Scott, what do you have as your Super Bowl MVP?
Yeah, I think the light money's on Darnold. That's probably where it goes. But I like Kenneth Walker as kind of a long odds guy. I think, if you're looking for somebody that's going to have an impact on the game, a low scoring game, which I think will happen, maybe they stick to the run game. He can catch the ball, a little bit out of the backfield. So, I would bet Darnold, but for sure, I'm sure the odds are pretty strong to throw a little bit on Kenneth Walker and see what happens.
Yep, Sam Darnold, obviously the pick amongst the picks, plus 125, not much of a payout there, and Kenneth Walker at plus 775, so much better payout if you get Kenneth Walker. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Sam Darnold as well, but I don't mind throwing a couple dollars on the Rashid Shaheed just in case he does hit because, I think it was The Office. They said if you get plus 2,000 odds, you just take it. It doesn't really matter what it is. So, plus 3,300, pretty darn good payoff there.
My way outside pick, because I do think that if the Seahawks win this game, it's going to be from a monstrous defensive performance. And you brought up earlier the sack numbers.
Yes.
And so I have a Malcolm Smith type, memory buzzing around my head. So
yes,
I will just tell you, I have played this Super Bowl matchup on Madden probably 15 times this week. And I am
research.
13-2 against the Seahawks, but DeMarcus Lawrence was wreaking havoc nonstop against me. So the guy who, again, don't forget, not that the Pats give up a lot of sacks. Myles Garrett, who is Myles Garrett, obviously, set a franchise record 5 sacks against the Patriots earlier this year.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that one of those guys could have an absolute game-wrecking day. So I might throw a few bucks on a real deep shot, see what I can get for odds on a defensive player like DeMarcus Lawrence having, a 3-sack strip fumble type game in a defensive-led performance.
Wow. Okay. And of course, again, Ryan goes off the actual choices. He decides to go on his own. I'll find odds for DeMarcus Lawrence. I think I'll see what that is.
We're all living in it.
Clearly. Clearly, that's the case. All right, guys, it takes us to the end of our show. Let's go ahead and get your social media so people can follow you. Scott, what do you got?
Yeah, check me out on Twitter X, NFL Fantasy _more. I've got we've got some really good opportunities with Underdog, my partner, and we'll be posting a lot of those. And as we exit the NFL season, NBA, DFS props are heavy. NASCAR's coming up. UFC, I've been all over the new Paramount Plus. Had 2 hits last Saturday, so. Even though the NFL season's ending, I've got a lot of action coming on some good plays with Underdog. So check them out.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely check out Underdog. And you still have a discount code or some special giveaway with your code?
It's pinned to the top, and we've got some more stuff coming out. So check it out. Underdog's pushing a lot of good content this weekend. So don't miss out. A lot of good opportunities out there.
Fantastic. Ryan, what do you got on your social media so people can follow you?
Hakoon, one time you said to me when we had a guest on that there was no sports site I hadn't written for. There's also no sports site that I haven't quit writing for. Day job is swamped right now, so this is the only sport thing I'm doing. So you can follow me on Twitter. I don't give a F. But I just want to sign off and say, guys, that the Evil Empire is back. Okay.
Yes.
You guys in the NFC North there had a little bit of a rebuild. Got back. The Buffalo Bills became a division winner for 5 straight times post Tom Brady, and it's still my Patriots back in before you. We are going to lose.
Oh my goodness!
Day. But just know that we're back. Suck it.
Yeah, that's what I expected to hear today. So that's not exactly off script at all. I love that. Hey, listen, everybody, you can find me on Twitter /X at FB Garbage Time, on Blue Sky, also at FB Garbage Time, or on the Football Garbage Time page on Facebook. Thank you for listening and wasting time with us all season long. We're going to be back to break down this Super Bowl after it's all done next week. And then we're going to be talking about offseason, because we are all about talking about the draft and getting all our other teams back on track. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And I'll also note that throughout the last 10 years, we have been doing a on Twitter draft, mock draft. And we have beat most of the pundits in the first 2 rounds. At least 7 of the 10 years. And we're doing really good stuff out there. And I'm just not saying that because I think we're awesome. It is because we are awesome. It's not just because I think we are. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. We will see you next week. Enjoy Super Bowl 60.